Hey everybody, welcome to the Rinky Dink Dinky Die Oz podcast, where we are we're the new and improved Hooly Doolies, where we don't sing or dance or curate our content whatsoever to 5-year-olds. Well, I suppose we've got that little mascot in the corner, and by that mascot I mean Nislav Balabragic, not the koala. He is the third member of the podcast. You, my friend, are just going to sit there and wiggle and dance like the Bulldogs mascot at a Bulldogs game. All right?
All right, welcome. Everyone. Thanks for joining us. Let's get into it.
Now send me that.
So the first segment for today is the Guardian did a poll that said 40% of people in Australia are not satisfied with how Labor is handling the inflation crisis.
Yeah, well, would they be satisfied? The Liberal voters, they're not going to be satisfied.
Well, here's the other thing.
Oh, is that how? Yes.
I don't know if they're Liberal voters or not, but what this poll also said was that Liberal voters are the least likely to be affected by inflation. Turns out Liberal voters, surprise, surprise, are rich.
Really?
I'm learning.
So I'm guessing there's a lot of people. I don't know if they are Liberal voters or not, but let's just say 40% of the people.
Come on, we all know who's... Oh, no, actually, you know what? I was going to say that Greens voters would be the least affected, but then I remember that they all have bullshit superfluous jobs and they will be the first heads chopped in a recession.
Only 1/4 of the voters think that Labor is doing a good job at handling the cost of living pressures.
It's just hasn't
Yeah,
this
but
just begun?
here's a really good point that should be put into this poll, right? How many of them have degrees in economics? Oh, that's right.
No, but they're not talking
30%.
about how well. I suppose they're just talking about like how difficult it has gotten for them to just, survive.
Yeah, but that's not if Labor's handling it well or not. That's just if they're having a tough time. So why don't they just ask, instead of just making it very pointed towards getting a bad result for the Labor Party, hey, do you like inflation? Yes or no? Wouldn't that be a fairer poll?
Yeah, but then you get 100% saying no.
Well, I don't mind the inflation. It's not bad for me.
Why is it bad?
That's true. That's
Because
true.
I feel like Coles doesn't have enough money, and I like paying $10 a punnet for cherries.
Yeah.
Well, look, it is early days, but Jim Chalmers just came out recently and he said that basically in order for us to avoid a recession, things are going to get difficult and Aussie households are going to have to take the brunt for it. Now, there's an economic
Isn't
rationale
that just
to
a
why
way
he
of
says
saying
that.
people are going to have to?
Well, yeah, Australian households, there's people.
Isn't that what is he just saying that homeless people get one, like they're off the hook on this one?
The problem is, look, what he's trying to say is that the way to like help Aussie households beat this is by giving them some kind of stimulus, liquidity that helps them.
They're basically
And
doing that, man.
The problem of inflation is that's gonna make inflation worse. So I feel for them. Their hands are kind of tied. Where if they help them, it's gonna make the problem worse. The only way to fix the problem is for us to like ride this out, which means a lot of people are going to face difficulties. And
I don't get
Were you upholding this, Ali? I bet you weren't satisfied with Labor's performance.
No, but you know what I did? I wanted to talk about this in particular. I got acquainted with an economist from Princeton University, and he said something that was pretty interesting. And I wanted to bring it up on the pod. I may as well do it now. So you got to give me like 5 minutes to first explain this. So if you look at and it's mostly related to housing pricing and bubbles and increased interest rates.
Yeah.
So the case study that he did was the 2008 financial crisis, where he diagnosed that the biggest problem of the 2008 financial crisis was debt, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So he was saying that most of the problems comes from when you're buying a house, you always, particularly the poorer you are, you always tend to overstretch yourself because it's something that you see yourself living in permanently. It's where your family's going to live. So you tend to overstretch your dollar a little bit to get like the highest mortgage that you can.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that all the risk of the mortgage is solely on the person that is borrowing the money, as opposed to there's no sense of risk sharing with the bank providing the loan.
That is a
and he's
big
saying, so the problem that happens is he's not making an ethics point of view. He's not making a moral argument. He's making an economic argument. So he's like, what happens is, as soon as you get into that situation where it's not just one person that's in that position where they might default, the number keeps growing. This is where the bubbles collapse. And once the number keeps growing, as soon as your house is foreclosed, the first thing that you do is you go into an extreme save mode, right? Where you like every single dollar that you're earning, you're trying to save, which makes sense for the person. But what that does is it reduces demand in the economy immediately.
Right.
And then what that in turn does is people that are producing stuff, so a factory that might be producing, I don't know,
Hello Kitty
or whatever, they might not be in that mortgage situation where they might not have overstretched themselves, but all of a sudden, because of that reduced demand, they're losing their job. So it just creates this extreme trickle effect that brings down the entire economy. So his point of view was that the only way you can actually address this is by sharing the risk. And you can share the risk. So what you do is, so when you're getting a mortgage, let's say there's a property that's worth $100,000. I have $20,000. I'm the borrower.
Yeah.
You are the bank.
the bank.
So I go to you and I say, I need $80,000 to buy this property. The bank goes, okay, fine.
Deal.
You put in $20,000. I'll put in the $80,000. Here's the interest rate, right? And the interest rate is obviously dependent on the government, on the
Economy.
the Reserve Bank, right? And so what happens is that as soon as like I get into some kind of a fiscal crunch because of whatever the economy or the interest rates rise, so my mortgage now goes up. At the same time, the value of my property goes down.
Yeah.
So now banks usually not trick you. It's like a normal thing. They say that, well, don't worry. In future, if the interest rate go up and down, we can always refinance your loan. So we'll look
Make
at
a
the
new contract.
make a new contract, and we'll base it on the new interest rate.
Yeah.
But what they don't tell you is that they have the prerogative of not refinancing. It is based on, let's say your property value goes down.
Yeah.
And the interest rate is going up. The bank might decide that it does not make economic sense for us to refinance your interest rate. So either you pay your loan based on our initial contract, or we foreclose the house and we put it into the market.
Okay.
Once the bank takes the market, usually the deposit has already been eaten up because the market price has gone down. And so the bank is now able to sell it at a price that does not give them any loss.
Yeah.
But it creates a huge ripple effect for the economy where the entire economy gets tanked. So he was saying that the one way we can address this issue is, and Jordan, I want to take your comment on this as well. So he's like, you sort of divide the risk, where in the sense that what you say is, okay, $20,000 is my deposit, $80,000 is the cost of this house. However, in future, if my property price goes down, then my interest repayments will go down accordingly. So if the property price it goes down $10,000 and I was paying $1,000 per month, now I'm going to be paying $900 per month.
Right.
So what you're basically doing is dividing the risk of the property going down. Now, banks usually, even if you pitch that to a bank, the bank would be like, okay, fine, we might be able to do it. However, now your interest rates are going to go up because the risk assessment has completely changed for us. So the way you deal with that is, now he did like some complex mathematical equation and he came up with this number. He's saying that if you give the bank a stake of 5% from your capital gains, what that means is they'll do whatever. If the property market goes down, then the repayment rate goes from $1,000 to $900. However, when you sell your property, 5% of the capital gains goes to the bank. So, which is a good idea for you because you'll only pay that if the property increases. And that way you can really avoid foreclosures. So people that are stretched, like in the situation that we are in right now in Australia, where you have people that bought a property in 2021 that was $1 million, already that property has gone down to, let's say, $900,000 or $950,000 and is projected to go down even further. Meanwhile, your repayments keep increasing because the interest rate's going up. So you're sort of moving towards a dead end. The only way you can avoid this dead end is by the bank providing that cushion that your your repayments are dependent on the property market, and
But
they get the
doesn't-
benefit of getting a share of your final profits.
But what dictates the housing prices dropping? Is that just the free market?
It is the free market. It's literally supply and demand. So once the interest rates go up, meaning that repayments would be higher for the same property, people that were initially thinking of buying it wouldn't buy it. So your demand goes down, and hence the property rate goes down. So the higher the interest rate goes, the lower the property of the price.
And the interest rate's set by the banks.
The interest rate is set by the Reserve Bank of Australia, which informs all of the other banks like NAB, Commonwealth Bank, whatever your bank might be, and they'll adjust it accordingly. It's essentially insurance. That's what this is.
It is insurance.
It's insurance.
Yeah, it is.
And it's he was saying that this is extremely attractive even for bankers, because from the bankers' perspective, they're like, this solves one of the biggest problems that we have, which is that we're moving towards a rental market economy. So what the banks are now doing is, this is happening in the US, where they're literally buying up houses in suburbs. 1 out of 4 houses in a suburb will be bought by a bank. And the reason why they buy that property is to be able to give it to other people on rent. Because when the property market collapses, then the rental market grows because people can't own houses. And from the bank's perspective, this is not a good idea, because they're saying that we don't want to do them, because then I'm a landlord and I have to do maintenance of your house. I need to fix your taps, and we're not well equipped to handle all of this stuff. So we don't want to do this. So the idea that we become partners in your capital gains is extremely attractive to us. The problem with this idea is that our current economy is structured around debt so much that, for example, if you have a debt, you don't have to pay tax on it. If you own the property, you have to pay tax on capital gains. So the bankers are like, we like this idea, but you have to re-engineer the entire mortgage system that we base it on. Because people wouldn't want to go through this system because they're going to not get those tax benefits. What I'm saying is we're moving towards this problem, and hopefully, look, we don't want another 2008, but if we implement these steps, we can avoid massive foreclosures, and everyone would be happy.
Well, not me.
Why wouldn't you be happy?
I'd be really happy with a bunch of foreclosures. I think Gen Y would love it if there was a bunch of foreclosures.
Which
That'd
one's
be great. Everyone sitting here.
Which one's Gen Y again? That's
the
millennials.
golden age.
Is that millennials?
Yeah, that's you.
Right.
Right there. Beanie wearers. Like
Why
yourself.
would they be happy?
So in beanies, huh?
Why would they be happy?
Because then they can actually get into the housing market.
Ooh.
But that's assuming that they're... because that's the other problem, dude. Like, inflation keeps going up. This is part of the reason why Jim Chalmers was saying you're going to have to ride it tough, is that wages are not growing. And there's no way, even if the best government is out there doing, like, whatever they can, inflation is skyrocketing, and it's not just our problem. It's a global problem that no matter what you do, you cannot match wages with that. So Gen Y will just see the ability to buy even that foreclosed house.
Can't afford it.
They wouldn't be able to afford it, because remember that there's a lot of investors that would be willing to buy those foreclosed houses.
Like me?
Well, look, let's not get flattered. There's a lot of people that have billions of dollars that are in this business and run hedge funds that would be in there before you.
No, I can take the scraps.
But it would be, and the other problem is that the entire risk of this foreclosure is on the person that is the most fiscally constrained.
Ali, come on.
But this, I'm not making this as like, oh, this is poor versus rich policy. The problem with that is that once you put all that risk on the extreme fiscally constrained, the detrimental effects on the economy from that is much worse than, let's say, if you divide that risk with someone that's rich. The reason being, if you earn, let's say, $40,000 a year and you get into fiscally constrained mode, you're going to halt your spending. If you earn, let's say, $10 million a year and you are now earning $9 million a year, guess what? You're still buying all that shit.
Yeah, but...
So the economy sustains.
But come on, just let it pop. Please.
I don't know if that's
Stop
a
coming
good
up with
idea.
all of these cool bank strategies to just keep them in business with all of their assets. Make them go down and punish them.
Like I said, if you do that, once you puncture it, the entire demand for the economy goes down. So people that are listening to us right now that are paying for your Patreon and our Patreon are literally not going to be able to afford it. So
Shit.
No, they'll be nice to us. You're gonna stay no matter how bad it gets, right to the bitter end.
Stay till the end. We like you.
No, but honestly,
high tide rises all boats.
Man, look, sometimes I think there's just the natural state of events that a recession does have to hit. It really, like, it's...
Why does Labor in whenever a recession hits? Is that just the same as the Democrats? Is it just because, like...
No, it's conspiracy.
What do you mean? It seems like every Kev
That's what I'm
recession...
saying. Everybody always goes, oh, isn't that a coincidence? And it's like, it happens too often for it to be a coincidence. It's been happening for the last 100 years.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like...
No, I'm saying that the elite, every time the going gets rough, they realize, oh, we actually need a government to sort things out.
So it's
win
not
this
chance.
one.
It's not chance.
Not chance.
Yeah, it's by design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's
But
by
by the
design.
way,
No, I
guys,
believe that.
it
I
is-
believe that.
It is headed.
I mean,
pretty
look,
badly
even-
towards us. I want to give you another stat that freaked me out.
Well,
So
you better give me this vape first.
currently, in the U.S., things haven't gotten as bad where they're foreclosing houses like 2008, but the precursor to that is cars.
Yeah.
Because the first thing that people do when they get fiscally constrained is not stop their mortgage payments, but they stop their fancy car payments.
Right.
And in states like Washington, D.C., 1 in 4 cars being foreclosed as we speak.
Shit.
Generally, in the rest of the U.S. aggregate, 1 in 8 cars is being foreclosed, which is a huge number. If you think about it in terms of like millions of, that's like, you're talking about like 50 million cars being foreclosed. And this is just a precursor.
Foreclosed
No,
cars.
50% of the cars being retaken by the banks to
Yeah.
put it into lots. Now they're slowly releasing it because they don't want to crash the economy. Because if they flood all these cars at the same time, it's going to wreak havoc. So they're slowly releasing
Such a
them.
fucked balancing
but-
act.
But that's a precursor to housing collapse.
Look, after the Great Depression, what did you get?
Well, you got the greatest
Great
system of
Gatsby.
all times, which was the Bretton Woods system.
Yeah, it was sick.
It was sick, but that was also sharing the liabilities. It was sharing
but
risk.
Look, that little trick that Princeton guy came out, that's not going to happen. It's inevitable that there's going to be a crash, and it's kind of just like, it is the cycle of life.
He was saying,
Right.
because he isn't some like Princeton guy. He's actually like he's a pretty well known economist now, and he said that he used to go to Senate inquiries. He was called to Senate inquiries, and he would pitch this idea, and particularly the Republicans would look at him as like, "No, we're not doing this." After 2008 financial crisis, he was saying that all of them were all ears, and they were like, "Okay," and he was saying even the Republicans were like, "This is a good idea. We can actually start to implement it." But he was saying
But they didn't.
But that's what he was saying. He's like, there's no villains over here. The politicians agree. The people that are borrowing money agree. Even the banks agree because they like the system. But the entire economy is structured. It incentivizes debt. It's like buying a credit card. Buying a credit card
But that's, yeah.
is way better than buying a debit card in our system, which should be the opposite. Because if you're buying a debit card, you're using, let's say you've got $2,000 in your bank account and you get a debit card. Now you want to invest that $2,000, you're depleting your own source. If you get a credit card, you can invest that money in credit and not pay tax over it because you don't actually have that money and have that $2,000 as a buffer. And you have now, let's say your credit card is for $2,000, you have got $4,000 to play with that is tax exempted, and you keep your $2,000 in your bank account, which is a fuck system.
We gotta talk,
because
dude.
if your
Fuck.
investment goes
That's mad.
badly, you're now paying huge amounts of interest on your credit card because credit card interest rates are off the chain.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is like the obstacle isn't the politicians, the banks, or the people. The obstacle is the structure of economy that we're living in. So it's a choice. We can work around it.
So why did
but I don't know, man. I think like as you said, it's not. It's going to be too hard to implement. It's going to be too difficult to implement until there's like actually something where it's like necessary to implement. And I don't think that a 10% unemployment rate necessitates that.
Well, right now we're sitting at like a really low employment rate. But eventually, if things go,
Yeah, but when it does hit, when you get that recession figures, recession. This is the whole thing, right? Recessions are bad in economic sense, right? But in day-to-day practical life goes on for 90% of the population as is.
Well, of
Where's
course.
the political demand?
There is a political for 90% of the people. People are like, humans can survive in any condition, dude. People in Afghanistan are surviving, but that doesn't mean
Clearly.
Yeah, I don't know about
They're
that.
thriving. They're thriving in the water park.
If you call that living. Who's calling you?
But is it
I don't know.
But is
Sorry, it's my
Tell them
girlfriend.
to
I don't know
get
what she's
out.
saying.
is it just because that they were like dishing out loans that people shouldn't have been able to afford, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. There's.
But
because
also-
the people that are most vulnerable to this are usually people that are overstretching themselves, which by definition means that you're giving a loan to someone that really shouldn't, because they're not able to absorb the shocks that can hit them.
So housing prices are dropping dramatically now.
Well, when you say dramatically, it's they're dropping. So housing prices, particularly in Sydney, have dropped at a rate that is faster than the 80s recession, which is a concern.
Nah, that's not a concern. It's so inflated.
You're looking at it from like, okay, I am about to get into the property market. I'm going to see it bottom out first.
Yep.
But
That's what you're waiting for.
As like the entire economy, I don't think that would be the best thing.
Well, you just wanted to keep going.
No, I don't want it to keep going. I don't want...
So, housing prices should not go up by 25%, no matter how cheap they were to begin with. Even if housing was $10,
Yeah,
it
but
went
like
up 25%.
I'm feeling
It's
shit.
so unnatural.
But I'm feeling shit for people that got into the property market last year, and now they've got like a loan that is
Like my mom.
huge. Their property value is lower, and their interest rates keep going up. One of my friends who bought, unfortunately, the poor guy, he bought an apartment in Sydney Schofields, which is like fucking,
Never heard of it.
It's far. It's like a new development, and it's he got an apartment. Overstretched himself a little bit because I don't know what he does. He used to work at Dan's, and he's finding it really difficult to survive at the moment.
Yeah, of course. But why did he buy a house, the most expensive housing market of all time?
He didn't know it was the most expensive market.
How did you
Boomers
not
kept
know
saying-
that? Like, you go to... It was insane. Last year, you went to auctions every week, and the amount of money that houses were just getting sold for would just incrementally go up by like 50 grand a week.
I mean, he's got a point. It can't go
from
forever.
their perspective, it was like, if I don't get in now, I'm never going to get in. And
Jesus
their parents
Christ.
advised them that too. I know so many people during the coronavirus.
My parents
boom.
advised me of that as well, but
Every parent. My
but I just
my
didn't
girlfriend's
do
dad
it.
was also saying that because, dude, and they're not saying it like because they want to screw you over. From their perspective, that's what they did, and now they're rich. So they're like, buy a house. They're not super economically savvy. Also, we don't know exactly when a recession is going to hit. There's been a prediction that the property market in Australia is going to like collapse since 2015.
yeah, but it actually is at the moment as we speak.
Yeah, but
It keeps going down. You know how much the average house was even a couple of months ago? Well over $1 million. I think it was like 1.1 or 1.3 even. You know what it is now?
it's like 950.
It's 950.
Yeah. In
Shit.
Sydney. Sydney is
Are
big.
you serious?
Yeah.
That's like unheard of.
So Ali, just shut your mouth about this thing and just bring it up later. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Just
okay.
let the good times
Dude,
roll.
I'm on the same boat as you. It's going to
Good
impact me
times.
negatively too.
I hope. Well, my
It's not
mum.
gonna
My mum
negatively
just bought a
impact you.
house. Hopefully, she's okay.
Yeah, but she bought one in Port Macquarie.
And
Yeah.
also, she bought one
So what?
with like.
I mean, look, Ali's friend could probably buy 6 houses in Port Macquarie. for the same amount.
It's not that cheap.
Probably.
No.
How much was it? 30 grand?
No, it wasn't. I don't know how much
It was 150.
I don't know how much
It would have
was.
been minimum 400 to 500.
It was way more than that.
Way more than that.
Yeah, I think it was like-
the girl has expensive taste.
I
so
think
I'll
it
give
was
her that.
like 8 or maybe more.
But
I
dude,
don't
here's the
know.
other thing.
But how is it? Is it a nice house?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. So
Stands.
she pretty much just bought the governor's house of Port Macquarie.
But here's the other thing, Miss.
government.
Right in the CBD.
Property price depreciation is the least in regional areas.
Ah.
The biggest is Sydney, and the closer that you move towards the city, basically the
Yeah.
really inflated prices have gone down. The second one is Melbourne. So
I knew that there was
fact-
danger in buying in cities. I knew it.
Yeah, so the fact that she
I told
bought it
you.
in Port Macquarie is actually
Is all right.
something that's gonna. Unless we go to a 2008 property market collapse, in which case,
but didn't that
everyone's screwed, including your mom.
But didn't that happen because they were giving out loans in America to people that literally basically didn't have an income? Isn't that why that happened?
All of us recognized that that's what was happening. All decision makers in the world recognized that was happening, but none of us did shit about it. Yeah. Literally after 2008, do you know what we did? We borrowed a shit ton more money injected into the economy. So our debt rates are higher than what they were in 2008. So unfortunately, we didn't learn the lessons. So the only way that we can actually fix this is, I think, make those structural changes. What are you doing?
I think
just decided to adjust my pants in front of the camera.
That was
You're welcome.
Unnecessary.
I don't know about that. See, this is the whole thing. It's like implementing this. Is it necessary or not? It depends on your perspective, doesn't it?
It's true. He's got a point. I think he might be right though. I think that at a certain point, you know, you can't just keep like piling. At a certain point, you got to like rip the Band-Aid off and start from. You know what I mean? Start from scratch.
You have to do it. Come on.
Or we could all become Muslim and ban interest.
That would be good.
Look.
No, don't ban. The whole thing. Let's not go crazy.
Don't ban Princeton college boy.
Don't ban interest. Let's just cap it.
No, I'm kidding. That was
No. I'm not joking. I much prefer that system. I think that's great.
Just cap it. You know, cap it.
But think about how much money there would be available instead of going into housing that you could put into tithing for your local mosque. If that was, it would be. It's a paradise. There's no need for this heaven. We're already there.
Like,
you know, they said they were going to bring the kingdom of heaven to earth, and they succeeded.
Did you watch the Sacha Baron Cohen's like Coming to America, whatever the fuck that was called, where he's like in front of this like this small regional town in America, and he's like, "We're gonna build the biggest mosque outside of Saudi Arabia."
The biggest.
Classic chaser. It's like the chaser move.
How? What was the population of this town?
I was like, fuck all. It was like, I don't know. It was a really small town. I don't know the population, but they were all very pissed off. and his security
they went to the wrong town.
And his security said, Sacha Baron, before he did that gag, is like, okay, here's the thing. There's a tray in front of you. If they shoot you,
hold it
up
up
with the tray.
Hold it up, yeah.
And he's like, do I protect my head or my penis?
And I think we all know what Sacha Baron Cohen would have protected. But you know what else is amazing? I don't think he's a sex addict either. I think he just, like me, knows that the penis is a very vital tool when making jokes. And that's where it's all coming from, especially with his particular style. We were talking about him a lot in the car because both Ali and I don't know if you know this, guys, but we're not up to TikTok trends at the moment. So our conversation mostly consists of what's Lauren Southern up to and Ali G.
Ali G, the peak comedian.
I don't know, Lauren Southern has a moment.
Dude, you've got to watch this 3-hour-long video that Jordan and I watched driving to Newcastle and then coming back. It's Lauren Southern's
South Africa
expose.
thing? South Africa thing?
No.
Give me the times, Miss Africa.
It is
I'm
her
even worse.
telling, oh man, she dishes out so much stuff on Milo, on all of these, alt-right, right-wing guys, and they're all crazy.
Really?
They're all like,
I've heard
hookers, cocaine, no morals, like stealing money from people.
You know,
Milo
they can party.
Is a fucked individual if Lauren Southern is to be believed.
Sounds like they party is what you're saying.
Yeah, but they're also like stealing money constantly.
And they're always trying to get blackmail on one another.
Yeah, they're always
Oh,
trying to
really?
get blackmail on one another. It's
shit. Where'd you see that?
And I think most of their blackmail consisted of them just taking photos of each other snorting.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So they had mutually assured destruction then pressed the button anyway, which really gives you a lot of confidence in a Republican president, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's pretty crazy.
They like Coke.
If you've got 3 hours to spare...
Who doesn't?
I would recommend watching it.
It was pretty good.
It was entertaining.
The whole way through.
I'll be watching that. What's it called?
Just look up Lauren Southern and then just, as the good conservative she is, talking about it in the woods. You know, so if the backdrop is the forest, you're on a winner.
An
Correct.
Australian forest.
Okay.
She lives here now.
Yeah,
Is it?
She mentioned it. She married an Australian guy. Remember?
No, I
That's
think you
why she had to
misheard.
quit.
No, she did.
No, she didn't.
I know she married an Australian guy, but I'm pretty sure she lives in Canada now.
Dude, she was saying that the reason she quit YouTube was because Australia wouldn't give her a visa, and she wanted to start a family with her Australian boyfriend here.
Yeah, and then I think later on they said that we're not going to give you a visa anyway. And
No, they did. She quit everything, and they gave her a visa. But the only condition was that you can't get political again. Anyways, watch that Lauren Sutton's expose if you're interested.
or
Ash,
also,
you know I
can
will.
just listen to Ali's summary and save yourself 3 hours.
Nah, fuck
There's
that.
2 ways.
I'm watching it.
Yeah? Oh, wait.
Didn't cut it.
All in with Miss Love Bella Bradgick, and you think that you aren't built to be a Twitch streamer.
No, I think maybe you're right. Maybe that's the first stream.
It should be.
All right,
You sitting there polishing a gun.
Our second segment for the day is there's a petrochemical plant that they're installing in Darwin, which
About
is
time.
going to basically convert natural gas into things like paint and plastics.
Good.
Now,
Good.
the
bad,
problem, the
right?
controversy is that this petrochemical plant is being installed in an area that has a suburb that is about 2 kilometers away from it. And environmental experts, even the ones that were hired to check this to find the feasibility, are saying that this is not a good idea.
Isn't
You're
the state government their Labor, and now we have a national Labor government? Why is that happening?
Yeah, that's what I want to get you. What's the Northern Territory political situation?
It's supposed to be all like holding hands around Australia now. What is
Who's
this
calling the
shit?
shots there?
Why did you have to ask me this? I don't
Chill,
know.
chill,
What?
chill. Tell us.
I don't know. I don't know anything about
Oh,
the
you
Northern
don't?
Territory. I don't even go there on tour.
Yeah,
I'm
you don't.
scared.
Yeah. I
And
wanna
also,
go.
on top of that, I don't want to be in an audience of exclusively goannas. I want there to be a couple of human
lost.
beings there, which is why I draw the line at Cairns, because it's getting reptilian enough when you get there.
Damn you.
Yeah, they're labor.
All right, well, we're going to move on to the next
there's-
subject.
No, we're not.
Oh,
Let's
actually-
deep dive into this.
Actually, there's
Labor's
a-
corruption.
there's a-
Why?
I mean, is it really corruption?
No,
Yes,
it's not.
yes.
It's not corruption. So now I've got to give the government's point of view too. The government is saying that we understand this, but we have a very rigorous process
Right.
of determining whether this is possible or not, and we are going to get this independent reviewer was hired by the government. So they're saying that we're gonna basically not do anything
we-
that's going to compromise health and safety. of
Surely
people
there's
living-
alternatives to fucking plastics now, right?
Well, that's a different argument.
I do remember this a lot, though. The Northern Territory, they're always hitting this in the Guardian and the ABC that the Northern Territory is opening up all of these gas fields and all this kind of stuff, and it's kind of like you read the actual thing and it's like they're considering opening up gas fields.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they are.
No, they are definitely opening up fields over there, but in this particular instance, the problem is the proximity towards the population. So,
But what they also never mentioned, though, is that the Northern Territory is also just begging for more hydrogen plants. They've been begging the federal government for years to
Right.
become the hydrogen exporting centre of the universe,
Right.
really.
Right.
Parite is
At the moment,
currently-
I don't know. We don't know that much about alien life at the moment, except for the US government. keeping it
Parite
away from
is
us.
currently overseas, and he is pitching. He was in Japan, and he was pitching New South Wales as the hydrogen mecca of the world.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, where's his backup? What?
No, it's just
Is he-
he's
is he
pitching it. He's like
pitching it. He's just,
give
what do you
us
reckon about
money and
this?
we'll give us money. And we'll do it. Actually,
Give us money and we'll do it. He's got enough.
speaking of Parite, one of the things that I was sent was we've got to react to this. This is Parite was in India, and he had to he played cricket, and we need to judge him based
fuck,
on
not
his
again. They're endless. That's all our politicians do. Fucking play cricket. It's the highlight reels of bowling.
Here we go. All right.
For fuck's sake. Oh,
I'm
wait a
sure
sec.
Parite is going to be really good.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, look at him.
Nah. What?
Go Slender Man.
Fuck
Yes, every time.
Unbelievable.
Has any? Yeah, there we go. Another one. And
Fucking hell.
Show Rudd. Nah, all
I
right.
don't think Rudd's bowled.
Was Raj-
I think he has.
Oh, maybe he has. Fucking hell, dude. Shittest Yorker I've ever seen.
How? He's got such good... I mean, I understand Howard doing... Howard is an old man.
Yeah, Perrottet.
He deserves that. Dominic
poses.
Perrottet is younger than me.
Dude, the libs are posers, man. Like, fucking hell. Never played a game of cricket in his life.
No, but in
But
his
the
defense,
was sad thing about that as well is he had potential, and he
I
squandered
really
it, becoming
thought...
the premier.
But you
of
know
the
what? You know what? You know,
who's going to play in the
you know
Big
what-
Bash?
you know why they fuck up?
This is why we screw up. We lose to Tasmania all the time.
You know why they fuck up? Because, you know, pace is too dangerous because you could actually hurt the guy. So they all opt for spin. But spin takes skill.
No, dude, pace. Not anyone can bowl fast.
No, but you didn't hear what I said. No, but
No.
pace is a lot easier than spin.
Dude,
Yeah,
when
there's
you
way
say
more pace bowlers.
Yeah.
something that can hurt someone requires a lot more pace than you think you can generate.
Well, I reckon, but then why are they
Because my
opting
high
for
school hurt me.
Australian bowlers that bowl at like 140 Ks or
Yeah.
even 150, or someone like Brett Lee that goes to like 160. Do you know that's like 1 in a million person can actually do that?
Yeah, but that looked like spin to me. He was going for spin. You can't
No,
bowl
he was
into the
going for
ground.
pace.
If he was going
Do you know
for pace,
why
then he
does
needs
that?
some.
None of you motherfuckers have actually played cricket. The
No, I
reason
used to
why-
play- I
we
played
used to be-
cricket.
we used to be part of the cricket
I-
team.
the
Thank
The
you very
reason
much.
why you
Were
bounce
you?
it,
Yeah,
You didn't play. I played in like
I
year
was the
11.
reserve, but
Oh, right.
whatever. Like I was part of the team.
Yeah,
It was
I
all
pla-
a victory.
I
Just
played
as-
cricket. I was the keeper.
Were you?
Yeah.
If
How did you do it with
Mr.
your
Manning.
beady little eyes? You couldn't.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great. Plus, being a keeper's fucked. You're just copying every bowl. It's fucking brutal. Manning was just like, it was Mr. Burns being like, Mattingway, in, Homer, you take over. And it was like, Manning made me keeper. I'm like, why? I don't want to be the keeper.
Yeah, you need to be an outfielder.
No, I'm all right at pace. I can't spin ball, but pace is not...
Miss, here's the thing. If you are playing, if
I'd
you
like
go-
a speedometer
come
on
with
how
me-
fast you
If you
can
come
do
with
it.
me like today and we go to a ground
It'd beat you.
Oh, that's not hard.
and
is
you
it?
can bowl at a pace that can hurt someone, someone will quickly come to you in the corner and be like, hey, you need to join
Yeah.
club cricket. You need to join grade cricket. If you can bowl, if you go out there and bowl 140, 150, they'll tell you you're joining the Australian cricket team.
I'm not
Like,
saying...
that's how-
Yeah. I don't
You're
think...
on, Ali.
I don't think Perrottet can bowl as fast as, you know... Like, I don't think he can
No,
bowl
he's
slow.
140.
But I'm saying he just hasn't bowled. The reason why he hits the ball bounces so much is because he hasn't played cricket in ages. So his perception of like when to release the ball is out.
So bad. How much better would it be if he just pegged it at the guy?
Well, that's what pace is, pegging it.
Well, that's
Yeah, but you
ace.
got to bounce it. You
Yeah.
can't just chuck it at the wicket.
It's got to bounce, but a good pace bowler bounces it right near the fucking wickets. And then-
Yep.
So it is...
And it
you-
seems like Perrottet wasn't subjected to this.
it's
Look at this
basically
college boy.
It is pegging it, you know?
Like John Howard doing that makes sense. Perrottet very disappointing.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
disappointing.
no, you really screwed up, Perrottet. I was going to vote for you, and now you've changed my mind.
Now we're gonna get the handsome version of you to do it. Chris Mintz is just handsome Perrottet.
Yeah, he is.
Handsome and looks like he's a nicer man.
Yeah.
And you know what? Perrottet also kind of
Yeah.
looks like he's a nice man.
He does.
He does, yeah.
And I think he is a nice man, actually. I think Chris Mid should just call himself Perrottet Plus. And he would win, because that's what he's going for anyway. Just lean into your branding. Christ. Take one for the team and change your name.
All right, shall we do the call segment?
Yeah, all right. Call in now. Tell us what's on your mind immediately as well.
Well, yeah. Okay, so this segment is called "What's on Your Mind," and we were initially going to do a talkback segment where you call us about inflation and how it's affecting you, but Jordan said that's a crap idea. Call us, telling us what's on your mind. You can call us on Instagram, on the Friendlyjordies Podcast Instagram page, and we will be waiting for your
Hey,
call.
Pikey,
I'm just going to piss.
Pikey, said that the ball doesn't need to bounce. Brett Lee bowled plenty of deliveries without bouncing and hitting, and the batters flush.
Yeah, it doesn't have to bounce. You can bowl.
Well, why do they bounce it then? What's the point?
We go there for Jordan. Can you connect your headphones? Actually,
No, why do I have to do something?
Can you, yeah, you can. No, wait, does it have to bounce? Or can you hit it on the full? You can hit it on the full.
Well, maybe
no, you can hit it on the full. Yeah. You can hit it on the full.
there you go.
But if it's above your waist height, then it's a no ball.
Get the headphones on your way out.
Yeah, and Miss, are there any more headphones?
Yeah, there's some in there, so get it.
Get one more. Sorry about this. We're not going to edit this, but call us. Okay, we're getting one call.
Use my Qantas headphones.
Hello.
Hello, Marilyn.
Hi, it's me again.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hold on for just a second while we set up our headphones?
That's all good. I'll hang.
Okay. Jordan, can you hear? All right, okay. What's on your mind?
Marilyn, tell us what's on your mind right now.
Hey, Jordan. How are you?
Is that what it was? Just the question, how are you?
I'm still looking for a job. There's so many crap jobs around. I lost my job a few weeks ago because I took up a job at a real estate.
Yeah.
And it was shit house.
Are they like,
what happened? Wait, the job was shit house?
Oh, geez. I tell you, the chick goes, here's a bunch of keys. Go show this house.
Yeah.
I had
that's about the training
5
I
days.
have.
Oh, my God. I had no real estate license. And she's like, I don't think this is going to work out. I'll have to let you go. So I'm like, okay.
why
did she give you the job in the first place?
I don't know. She liked my resume. The interviews went well. I've been a sanity manager for 12 years. I've got a lot of customer service experience.
Mm.
Then I got a job at Spendless Shoes, which was utter shit as well. Now I'm looking for another job.
Well, fair enough. Spend less shoes.
I know. It's horrendous.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine there's many Nikes getting sold there. A
No.
lot of school kid shoes, yeah?
Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of B grade, D grade.
Yeah, did you use that? Did you use the measuring implement for the foot?
Funny thing is, I was the only one that knew how to use that. The other girls go, we haven't been trained in that. I'm like, it's not hard.
Oh, my God. Look, see, this is why I'm saying the recession's necessary, Ali. If somebody has been working there for years and they don't know how to measure a foot.
Well, yeah. Well, what are they going to do? Those people can't just, evaporate from the earth. They're going to have to stick around.
Yeah, but, her talents are used somewhere else.
Yeah, something
well, I could work at Macca's.
Marilyn,
yeah, but maybe don't do that, Marilyn. That's.
I know. It's $30 an hour, and like Miz says that. No.
$30.
Yeah, $30 an hour in Toowoomba.
That's
I don't know.
Oh God, you're basically a minor.
It's pretty demoralising though, I don't know. I just can't.
That is a pretty unfortunate. Hey, Marilyn, can I ask you a question? Do you think you were let go from that real estate company just because you didn't have a license, or was it because they just don't, because the property market sort of going down, they just didn't require as many people?
It's a private property manager. Like, I work with one woman at her house. She has her own business, and everything was done by Zoom. She had people helping her from the Philippines. And I was basically out to show houses to customers, and I was like, okay, this is just winging it, basically.
You signed up to a Tupperware agency. Who runs a business out of their garage?
The front office, it was nice. It was okay, but it wasn't like an office like Ray White or anything like that.
Well, it doesn't sound like it.
No.
Yeah, all right, out of them, though, out of the, extremely stimulating jobs that you've had that you've mentioned, which one was the best? The shoe one, right?
Sanity.
Sanity. Oh, and Sanity closed down?
No, I left that because I thought, real estate is a step up. So I'm like, okay, I'll leave that after 12 years.
Mm. But you didn't get to listen to any Kelly Clarkson CDs on the clock.
Heaps.
Yeah, well, at least you got good taste.
I only wish we had Forest Hall, but
Well, that's your fault. You should have. Good taste.
Hey, anyone listening, do you have a job for Marilyn in Toowoomba? Please. I know some of you are successful enough to give out that opportunity.
Yeah, I bet you the McDonald's manager will call up.
If it's McDonald's
or KFC. What?
Marilyn, do you want to give your email address or something in case someone's watching that might be able to help you out?
Yeah, I'll give it to you if you want to pass it on. I don't know.
No, just like your business email that you're not going to get harassed on. Just do it live so that if someone's listening, they can.
Yeah, make
I'm
one.
sure
Just
they
make this one. Marilyn _is_ the best at yahoo.com.
And Marilyn underscore
How
is
could
the
you
best.
not hire her?
Also unemployed currently. Yahoo.com.
No, I'm doing all right. I'm just like, it's just a bit grim at the moment.
Well,
but
if
also like-
you wanted to be real estate, did you try going to Ray White?
No, you need a license. They don't take any entry level people on. Like that's why.
Yes, because they're an actual business, unlike
Hey
this
Marilyn,
one.
can I make
Yeah.
a suggestion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not like in any sort of position to do it, but usually the theory says that in times of downturn, when let's say you're being laid out, the best investment you can do is invest in yourself. So if let's say you do want to be a real estate agent, this is the time for you to actually find out like how you can get a real estate license. Maybe try to get enroll into a course that's sort of government funded. They might
Yeah.
be even able to pay you some money while you're studying, and just sort of
True
build
that.
up your skills resume.
Invest.
And in a year's time, not only will you be hired, but you will be earning more money than you were before.
And also, Marilyn, you
Yeah.
know what? I honestly think getting a real estate license would be on par with getting a bartender's license. It can't be hard. They open doors. That's their job.
It's wild.
That's all I did.
That's all you do. This is see. This is what I'm always talking about: overqualification, just evaluating everything. If there's one job on earth that doesn't need a qualification, it's like, okay, you've opened the door to your own house, right? Just replicate that.
It's gel in a
Yeah.
suit.
Gel in his
Yeah.
well, that was your problem, Marilyn. You didn't put enough gel in your hair, and now you're reaping the rewards.
Thanks for the chat anyway, guys.
Yeah, no, well, hey,
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, good
Thank
luck.
you.
Is the sizzler closed there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's
a long time ago, mate. Yeah.
Shit. Fuck. So
Well, Missile's
there's-
out of ideas,
what about-
but that doesn't mean that everyone is.
what about? Yeah, I'm sure there's stuff going. There was that fruit shop across the road from you where you played.
or
No,
here-
that would be
Beatles Brothers.
so bad.
Jesus.
Marilyn, here's
Yeah,
No,
could you
speak for
imagine
yourself.
working at a... Well, I mean, okay, obviously a man that is 100% Croatian would love that job, but no one else.
Marilyn, I've got another idea. If you're willing
Yeah.
to do shit jobs, here's a sector that's only going to expand for our lifetimes: aged care. If you can get some kind
Yeah.
of qualification, I don't know what
True,
they need, like
Jesus.
occupational therapy.
It's true. Yeah.
Or
I think you just need to raise your hand at this point. They
yeah,
need
Yeah.
they
people to
desperately
look
need
after
it.
old people.
If you think you can do
Yeah, if
a
you like the
job
smell of
taking
piss.
care of older people, not only
There's sacrifices, all right? There's sacrifices.
Not only
all jobs have sacrifices.
will that be financially beneficial for you, but in my opinion, you will literally be doing a service for this country, because there's a lot of
Soon we'll all be in
boomers
it.
that are gonna get old soon, and we need people. And I don't have the temperament for it, unfortunately.
I
But
just don't know if I could wipe any old dude's ass.
fair enough. There's gonna
Well,
be
you
a
don't
lot
want it
of
hard
that.
enough.
Well, you don't know until you try, Marilyn.
Let's go back to real estate.
Ew.
then.
Gross.
Yeah, they seems, Marilyn. Good on you.
All right.
Great.
See
Bye.
ya.
Nice talking to you. Bye.
You too. Bye.
That was sick. What a battler.
Dude, she's the best.
Yeah, she was
She's
awesome.
always. Anyways, anyone else want to call us?
No. Well, that was a fun segment.
Okay. Well, here we go. We got a call from. I think I'm gonna have to call them back. But this is from Jordan's Nan.
Oh, no, not Nan.
Cool, man.
Oh, this segment was going so well.
Hello, Jordan.
Oh, no, not
Jordan,
Hi,
why
Grandma.
haven't you called me? All those young people tell me to call you, but you haven't called me.
You sound very
That's a
sweet,
long
actually.
time.
I didn't realise that you listened to this
The
podcast. I
country's
thought it would be
going
too
to
rude.
Rubbish bin because of that elbow character. This is your fault.
That sounds more like it. Her.
What, so your massive boomer stock portfolio tanked that bad that you're going through the garbage?
So, Jordan, why don't you call me anymore?
I told you why, Nan, because I don't like you.
No respect, Jordan. No respect.
Shut up, you old bag.
First of all, are you a man or a woman? Because I'm so confused right now.
If that's a man, that's a
uh,
very impressive voice. But as we said, I don't think my
Testosterone.
grandma's had a sex change. But then again, I don't know because I don't call her.
Also, I have to give you credit that how quickly you changed your name on Instagram to Jordan's Nan.
No, she's down with the technology, Ali. Don't underestimate her. Only I'm allowed to pay her out. You show respect.
Jordan's Nan, what do you think about Marilyn just saying that the last thing she wants to do is wipe your butt? Are you offended?
There's no respect for these young people. I bet it's Jordan's fault. I bet he's that so disrespectful on the YouTube.
Ugh.
No, it's horrible.
She's got my number.
So high.
I think. Do we?
Now, before I go, because it's quite late, I just want to know, Miss Love, why didn't you bring in Dan Mole's presents?
Oh, all the pieces are fitting together.
So,
It's not your. I don't think it is your grandma.
Greek old woman that was hitting on you was my nan, was it? Finally.
There is an answer to that, but I'm not going to bore you with that. I want to know why. I want to know why you thought Jordan's very rude. That's what I want to know.
She said it already.
I'm pretty. Look, it's pretty self-explanatory. Isn't it?
Now, also, Mr. Big Willie, what did you think about him, Miss Love?
What's that?
What do you think about
Mr.
Mr.
Big
Big
Willie.
Willie?
Well, this is a shocking turn of events for a nan that rang up to say that I'm rude.
Yeah,
is now making explicit messages to Mr. Big Willie.
Who's Mr. Big Willie?
It's not Will Smith, all right?
Right.
I don't think he's listening to this Twitch, although he might have a lot of time on his hands ever since his outburst at the Oscars. So who knows?
Dude, there's a segment coming about him. He made an apology. We gotta watch it.
Dang.
Yeah,
But
well,
let's talk
that
to
sounds
Nan
so
first.
sincere. How many months later?
No, he convinced me. Anyways, we'll talk about it later. But Jordan's Nan, thank you very much for calling in. This can't end well, so we're gonna have to hang
Yeah,
up.
never
on you.
call again, Nan. You're really old. You're crinkly.
And shout out to the Podshot cult.
Shout out to Potshot Cult.
Jeez, Nan gets on the sauce.
Started by
Well,
Sure
her
does.
collection of figurines is making a lot of sense now.
She sure does. And we're waiting for that Warhammer video.
Okay, so this is what it was all about all along. She wanted me to stop going after Baralara so I could focus on the real things.
See ya.
yeah, I know.
That was fun.
That was great. Flawless character right until the end. Then she broke it.
All right, let's do
That
one
is
more.
every actor's worst nightmare.
Let's do one more. Let's not take his name because unless he doesn't want us to. Hello.
Hey.
What can we refer you as?
Just Nate.
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 Welcome to the
Yeah.
podcast.
Nan.
Thanks for calling
Yeah, that's a very original name.
in. What's on your mind?
Yeah.
Shit.
Nothing. Shit's on
Community.
your mind.
The blonde and the brunette in Community, they're supposed to be like 10 years apart in age, but the actresses are the same age, man.
Really?
Wait, what?
Why are you thinking about Community? I mean, I know that
It's on in
like,
the
the
house.
quota
As I'm
of
watching it,
outdated
as I'm
shows
listening
is
to you guys.
Ali's territory, all
In
right?
fact, if you bring that up, did you know in Mean Girls, the difference between Amy Poehler and Rachel McAdams was only a few years, and yet Amy Poehler played her mom?
I don't think
Bombshell.
Amy Poehler was in Mean Girls.
She was. She played Rachel McAdams' mom, Regina George's mom. She
Okay,
was
well,
the
you
one-
seem to
Wow.
know a lot more about Mean Girls than I do.
I don't know.
Who doesn't?
I mean, they're
Movie
I'm sure they're
magic.
stars.
Huh?
These people are stars, I'm sure.
What? You don't know who Rachel McAdams and Amy
No,
Poehler
no,
are?
I don't.
Did you watch Mean Girls?
Yeah,
Regina George in Mean Girls?
the main chick.
The main chick?
Right.
She's the not Lindsay Lohan chick. She's
Yeah.
Rachel McAdams, and Amy Poehler is from Parks and Recreation. You might know her from Oscar's monologue.
I know what you mean.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
The
Nate.
point is, Nate,
Nate, go
the
on.
more you know.
you,
What is that?
Sorry.
what was that?
Do you have COVID?
Dude, that was
No,
sick.
I think he's got
You're the
bronchitis.
best caller.
Nate?
Hello?
Nate, you need to see a
Yo.
doctor now.
You there?
This segment was a good
Yeah.
idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
he is there. He is
Sorry, did you have a question?
No,
He's getting demanding.
he's demanding.
We've interrupted his precious time of going through community yet again. Hey, Nate, do you recommend community? I've never gotten into it.
The first 3 seasons.
That's
Kind
actually
of like Game of Thrones. Like, yeah.
Sold.
Yeah, I got to say, it's a strange one. Usually a lot of sitcoms take a while to find their stride. They don't usually hit a 6 in the first episode.
Nice throwback.
Yeah,
It's definitely it's one of those sitcoms
Callback,
where there's
fuck,
just like
callback.
you've got a couple of high IQ people writing it, because you watch it again and again and you just pick out the little bits and pieces of these like little, sly takes and background
Childish
gags and things.
Yeah, well, that's always
Childish
a good one.
Gambino, the really smart one, is probably writing it.
No, not Childish Gambino. He's in it, isn't he? I forgot about that.
All right, should we take someone else now?
That was great. Awesome. I'm really glad that you called up, Nate. That was sick. That was so good because, we really caught you on the fly there. that was great.
Hey, you called us. Oh, he
hung up on us.
He hung up.
Best one so
Calls
far.
are great. Went around Australia in 60 seconds.
Power of the internet.
All right, let's do one last and then we'll.
What you're
Oh,
calling?
lucky last.
No, people. I don't know why it isn't coming, so I'm having to call back.
Oh,
but all of these
right.
people have called us.
Right.
Boys,
Hello, how are you doing?
Let me guess, your name's Nate as well.
no, it's Nick. You're close.
Hey, Nick, what's on your mind?
Nicky.
Look, like most callers, I'm ringing up tonight to demand an update on Miss Love's cougar story.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
You've
the
got
people
to.
what
You've
they
got
want.
to. Well,
Sign up to the up late, Nick.
He has.
I am
That's how he knows about
Well,
it.
then,
Wait
learn
for
the
it.
virtue of patience.
No.
Yeah, look, I can't wait those 2 days.
Yeah,
because I need to hear how this elderly Greek lady's been satisfied or not satisfied.
What was that?
Are you satisfied or not with the old Greek lady? in
Well,
bed?
I haven't had the chance to.
No,
to
we're gonna
answer
go
that.
into it on the uplate. And
Yeah.
boys and everyone listening, including you, Nick, you have to listen tonight's uplate, because not only are we gonna get into Miss Love's cougar story, but Jordan reminded me of a time when I slapped a cancer survivor. And that's gonna be part of the uplate. I'm not proud of it,
Oh
but
my god!
yeah, Miss Love having sex with a grandma is the entree to the uplay.
Ali, from just shit canning the Anzacs to slapping.
oh, dude, no, don't bring that shit up. Uplate stays uplate. No. Bye, Nate. Bye, Nate. Nick, I had to. I don't want to get deported.
No, you did well, Nick. Thank you very much. You wear that like an albatross around your neck for the rest of your life, Ali. Shame
I
on
have to
you.
Get rid of that one real quick. Anyways, that was our segment of What's on Your Mind until some other week when we decide to do it.
Well, I got to say, everybody except Nan, that was great.
Okay, should we go on to the Will Smith apology?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Or should we go on Alex Jones suing himself to try to get out of everyone else suing him?
No, I don't care
Holy
about that.
shit, they both.
All right,
sound-
let's
All
do
all I want for Alex Jones is success.
I want both. They both sound good.
Well, keep talking while I put that up. Sorry.
No, let's watch that again.
God.
All right,
Oh my God.
and
Pathetic.
one more time.
Shame.
Can't get enough of that.
Shame.
Man, can you imagine doing the media for Channel 9? Updating the socials for it?
Look, that's where I'll be
I mean,
if this all
look,
goes uphill.
Mariam was
Downhill,
complaining about
sorry.
how many bad jobs she's had in her life. Come on.
That-
It gets worse, Mariam.
Yeah, that's my future.
I mean, Mariam, if you were offered CEO of Channel 9, surely don't take it.
All right.
What's this?
It's rewind time.
The hell is this?
Amos, can you increase the USB one?
Oh yeah. Oh, shit. Damn. He's had time to think. Wait, can you rewind it? I'm going to read that again.
No.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech?
Okay, stop for a second. Stop.
Well, that's sick.
Will Smith can barely read.
I mean, it could be in the projector.
I'm going to hope that it's the projector for his half. That was like listening to a year 3, having to read out in that time where you had to all read a segment of the book each.
And you know what's the worst?
That man is not in Liftoff. You know, he's in the numbers before you get out of space.
And he probably rehearsed that like 10 times because it's a very important video.
World's greatest actor.
I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out.
Yeah, he's got to make a few stand-up shows about him.
So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and you know, that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and you know, I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. You know, we had a great relationship. You know, Tony Rock was my man.
Dad, I guess.
And this is probably irreparable. I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and.
What did it say at the beginning?
It said it's been a while, and I have enough time. I've had time to think about it.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of you have been asking very fair questions, and I want to answer some of those.
Right, okay.
And the response so far on Twitch is Will Smith is definitely a cuck.
He addresses that
this
too.
is the whole point. You should never do these apologies.
He addresses that too, actually.
And the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment.
Yet he did.
There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling.
That's bullshit. Some part of him did think that was the optimal way. That's why he did it.
Yeah.
If
You
there's
said it, Ali.
is that not a profound point? Okay.
No, but like, it's just. And also, come on,
Disrespect
why are you wearing a hat that
insult.
says Will on it?
Well, he's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like,
No, I believe
you know, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe.
Being a celebrity
And say sorry to my
send me that,
kids
babe.
and
Dude, being a
my
celebrity
family
sucks.
Yeah, it
for
does.
the heat that I brought on
in the internet era, it does.
Yeah.
all of us.
Exactly, yeah.
To all my fellow nominees, you know, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me, and it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment.
Holy shit, this guy's a big opinion of
I can
himself.
still see Questlove's eyes. You know, it happened on Questlove's award, and you know, it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap,
Jesus
or people who
Christ.
expressed that you let them down?
This job sucks.
This is brutal.
So there's two things. One, disappointing people
I'm gonna say,
is my
I've
central
forgiven
trauma.
him already.
I
Stop
hate
it. Cut it.
when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And
feel bad
the
for him.
work I'm trying to do is
Jesus.
I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself. Right? I'm human. And
Dude, you gotta. You feel
I made
bad for him.
a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know
some
it
post-nut
was
clarity.
shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, you know, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
Jesus Christ.
Man, I'm gonna say it. I've already taken him back as my friend. I feel bad for this guy.
Nah, not as a friend. Look, you know what I feel bad for? The fact that he had to do that. He obviously doesn't think that, right?
No, I think he
had to
does.
say that as a PR move, but that is
Jordan,
the sad
I
thing. The fact that he
genuinely think he
had to do that as a PR move.
I think he genuinely feels that way. I think he
He
just
feels that way because of he was public enemy number one. You know, more people
and rightly
hate
so.
him than that Al Qaeda guy that just got sliced into pieces.
That's true.
But hey, man, who hasn't made mistakes?
Me.
Who hasn't made mistakes that isn't on the spectrum?
You can't make mistakes if you can't learn from them.
No, but like I don't know. So you guys feel no sympathy for him still?
No, why would you feel? This is all that.
Yeah, I do.
How could you feel sympathy for that man? He's had a stellar career that, let's be honest, he didn't deserve in the first place. He's not that good.
He's not the greatest actor. is
And you know what's sad as well? He's a really good rapper. He should have just stuck to that.
he? He's the one
Bring
who's like
light and joy of the world that way.
he rejected Django to do Wild Wild West. He's not the greatest actor.
The Matrix. It was The Matrix.
No, he
Isn't
did.
it The Matrix?
He gave up on every good movie, in the world, including The Matrix.
Brutal.
But I do
Well, speak
feel
for yourself. Wild Wild West was great.
I do feel
True.
bad for him. Clearly, he's a very emotional man who, in that moment, just lost clarity.
Yeah, but it
And-
does still speak. It's still like doing. People make mistakes, but it's like it's something that's I don't know. Maybe he was. It
Here's
says something about his character to have done that. It's like you can't. You know what I mean, right?
No, does it? That everyone on his team would be saying, you have to address this.
No, the slap. I mean,
Not
That says
after
something
3
about his
months.
character.
They were saying that probably after like maybe a week or 10 days. But at this point, people were over this entire thing. Like it's part of the history.
come on. That man is never going to work in Hollywood again.
No, he will.
Unless he does that.
I really think he should. This business of like someone just not being able to work again is bullshit. He
Yeah,
should
I
be
know,
able to
but
work
it's-
again. Amber Heard
This
should
is,
be
this
able
is
to
not,
work
this is
again.
not to do with our opinions. I mean, I think he should be able to work again. I wouldn't go and see any of his films.
But by the way, speaking of, he is the second highest paid actor in the year 2022. First one being Tom Cruise with Top Gun.
Well
and
deserved.
Second one
Really?
being Will Smith with a big drop, but like around 30 to 40 million.
Yeah,
What
but
movies has he
I
done?
can't remember the
see,
name.
this is it.
I don't even know. What?
Like after
The Serena
MIB3,
one.
it's all a haze.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys feel that. I feel sorry for him, but for a different reason. That's all I'm saying.
What's that different reason?
It's just like the internet be a harsh mistress.
Do you know
Let's
who
put it
shouldn't
that
be
way.
able to work again? His wife. And luckily she doesn't.
Does she work?
She doesn't. No one gives her a
Well,
job.
fourth highest paid actor. And of course, number 3 is Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith, he tweeted as soon as that slap happened, and that's how we do it.
No, he didn't.
He did. I don't know if he
Final dagger in the corpse.
Jesus.
Well, that really says everything you need to know about the family dynamics of the Smiths.
And that's how we do it. Dude, you didn't even have that clarity after the thing happened. You waited for like a day and then decided to come out with that statement.
Jesus.
So shit.
Well, thank you very much for that, Ali. That was easily the highlight of the podcast so far.
All right, how about this? Have you seen this? Apparently, Murdoch has now disowned Donald Trump, at least in the print newspapers in the U.S. The Washington Post, which has not come out with a single anti-Trump article, just came out with the scathing, condemning Trump. And they're sort of saying it's based on the January 6th revelations. What do you think, Jordan, has caused Murdoch to dump Trump?
Losing horse.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's because for the last year, his rallies are not a drop of what they used to be. They are all putting their... they all really want DeSantis to win because he's just way more electable.
Is that the Miami guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida.
Right.
It's the Miami guy. I don't think he goes to work in a Lamborghini with like circular glasses on.
Oh, that's a shame.
Maybe he does.
It
is a shame. I know. It's so unfair because I think he's more an Orlando kind of guy. You know, a lot of golf shirts.
Yes. Jacksonville, Florida, maybe.
I don't know what that is, and I'm probably glad I don't either.
Limp Bizkit are from there.
No, well, I'm very sad that I don't know what it is then. But
so you because the reason why I bring it up, Ben Shapiro and Bill Maher both think that if Trump gets to run, and he's gonna clean out the entire primary podium,
Well, he'll win.
which they don't
he'll
want.
win. That's what Ben Shapiro and Bill Maher both think.
Shit.
Because don't you think that's
Trump's
probably...
going to steamroll all the other candidates.
If he does...
I don't know about that.
Don't you think it'd be a repeat of the last election? It's probably the only candidate you could put against Biden, and Biden would win.
I think, dude, I think Biden's going to lose, man.
Yeah, I think.
But if it's Trump,
it's
and
so
also,
difficult.
you know what else they'd be thinking is he's only got one term in him anyway, so why not get somebody who doesn't get two?
No, DeSantis is definitely the guy that they're going to try to choose, but here's the thing, it doesn't matter. What matters is the base, and the base will let us know if it's still Trump.
Well, his popularity's dropped heaps.
That's an assumption.
Yeah, true.
And wait till the season kicks in, dude. Sometimes it's about the season. Once the political season comes in, you start seeing debates. It's a reset.
You know who I think actually would be a really good Democratic candidate? I do agree with Kyle Kulinski on this one.
The
Merriam Worth or whatever her name is.
I thought you were going to say, oh no, he's dead. I think he's dead.
What, Franklin D. Roosevelt?
Who's the guy who owned like pizza stands and shit?
He's dead.
Herman Cain. And what a shame.
That's R.I.P.
Miss, you shouldn't be laughing about that. Show some respect to the man that owned many pizza chains.
I'm not laughing. I'm just bummed. I thought he was alive and remembered he's dead. Fuck.
It is sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel way more sorry for that man than Will Smith. At least he's alive.
He was trying to help his country at least, you know?
Yeah, what did Will Smith try to do?
I tell you one thing, though.
And I suppose he saved the planet many times from an alien invasion.
Maybe I'm wrong about America. Maybe you're right. But I am pretty certain that the Labour Party is getting in the UK soon, whenever the next election is.
So do I.
My brother was watching. My brother doesn't know shit. My little brother doesn't know shit about politics, and he was watching soccer matches, right? And he's like, he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, what does fuck the Tories mean?" And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, the entire Liverpool stadium was chanting, fuck the Tories.
Yeah, but if anyone's going to not vote Tory, it's guys that smack each other over the head with bats when their team loses.
Dude, I tell you one thing. So the current battle in the UK is between... have you been following the who's going to succeed Boris Johnson? So there's two people. There's Liz Truss and there's Rishi Sunak. So currently, Liz Truss is winning and is most likely going to be the next prime minister.
Truss.
She is a complete libertarian that is advocating for massive corporate tax cuts during an inflationary period and a recession.
Good move.
Rishi Sunak, on the other hand, is playing Malcolm Turnbull, where he's like, yeah, we're going to do the tax cut, but we're going to have to phase it in like several years. And Liz Truss is like, we're going to do like a full-on
Straight
tax
away.
cut. So what I'm saying is, whenever this, let's say Liz Truss does win, and so it'll be Liz Truss versus the Labour guy, and the entire corporate UK is going to side with Labour, because I think at this point, they do not want someone to come up with libertarian views, because it's just not required. Right now, UK and Europe is already in a recession, and this will only make it worse.
Well,
is my analysis. I might be wrong, but I think...
You think the corporate sector is going to side with Labour?
I think if Rishi Sunak comes into power, they're going to side with the Tories. But I think if Liz Truss comes in, they'll side with Labour, because remember, Labour isn't Jeremy Corbyn Labour. Current Labour is a very elbow Labour.
This Scottish guy came up to me in Wollongong while Miss Love was taking a dump in a public toilet. So there's many people that came along.
A lot of time to burn
It's so much time. This is the worst part. I know that smartphones are the downfall for humanity, but the biggest tragedy of all is how long I have to wait for this man to take dumps.
iPhones wouldn't make any difference, but fair enough. Whatever.
So infuriating. I'm just going to start calling your smartphone after a while and be like, 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes, just so you know.
Do you know why he does
it's not
that
gonna
too?
change.
Huh?
Do you know why he takes long shits? It's that relationship thing. You know how like every woman has a complaint that, why does my man take so long taking a shit? And there's like memes about it, like what I do when my husband's in the bathroom. She's like cleaning the house, she goes out, she like has another kid and raises. It's like a joke. But the whole point is, what a lot of women don't realize is they're taking that long in the bathroom because they need a break from you.
Holy shit. Maybe that's
heard it here
it.
first.
Holy shit. Nah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I've ruined it for all the men out there, but that is legitimately the reason.
I do eat a lot of chili, too.
Okay, maybe not in this case.
Yeah, but, you know, what's that got to do with anything?
I don't know.
It's a ring of fire, but that means that there should be more urgency.
I don't know. I'm
Anyways,
all
our
clogged up
food
these
is here,
days, I'm telling you.
and we're out of time. And Miss Love, can you go and get the food? Because the guy started a 5-minute timer.
Where is it?
He's somewhere downstairs.
Look, let's not give away the address. All right.
Can you lower all the 3 knobs, not the mics, the other ones?
Bye.
See you, everybody. Professional end as always. Bye. No, we're still on.
No, we're still on.
Okay, well, that's to be expected.
And now-